In 2010, the U.S. Department of Education reported that spending between city, state, and federal government on K-12 public education came to about $600 billion. To help put that into perspective, if you divide that number by the number of students enrolled in K-12 public education, it comes to about $11,000 per student per school year. With so much money being spent on public education, it becomes essential that this money is spent efficiently, a contingency that rests largely on our ability to effectively evaluate our teachers. Recent research at Stanford University has provided some insight to this challenge that I'd like to share with all of you today. I'll do this by first going over what the standard system for teacher evaluation is and why the study found this to be ineffective. I'll then move on to a few systems that a couple of states have adapted kind of sporadically, and why these are more effective, and finally I'll go into what the study believes should be the future of evaluating our teachers. First, I want to talk to you about what a value-added model is. Now, a value-added model is the standard model for evaluating teachers in the United States. And it's the idea of a pre- and post-test in which you get one number to determine how much the student has improved or how much value has been added to that student by the teacher. Now, the problems for this kind of system are many, but to list the main ones, the feedback is inadequate for the teacher. You only get one number, and you can't tell which parts of your teaching were effective, which were ineffective, and it provides absolutely no insight as to what you should do next year to most effectively teach your class. It also isn't very good for comparing teachers, and this is especially true if you're talking about teachers from different economic regions. Schools in lower economic regions, by nature, aren't going to perform as well on standardized tests. Now, if you go solely by the numbers, it would then look like teachers in higher economic schools are simply better teachers, which probably isn't true. Finally, there's concern that teachers will be teaching to the test if you only use the value-added model. Now, there are two sides to this argument. If the information on the test is truly what you want students to absorb, then teaching the test does seem logical. However, I think as students, we all cringe a little bit at the idea of a teacher teaching to the test, and you also get concerned with students learning to think critically by themselves. Now that I've told you some of the bad news as to why a value-added model isn't effective, I want to provide you with some insight as to systems that are being adopted in a few states that the study considered to be more effective. Now, there's obviously variability among the various states that are doing this, but the common thread is that they attempt to evaluate the teacher's core competencies, or how well the teacher teaches. And they do this by taking student work throughout the course year, this includes essays and tests, and combining them with teacher lesson plans that show student improvement and how they improved. And also, if a teacher is ineffective, will show why they didn't improve and what the teacher needs to improve on. The career ladder system here in Arizona is one such system that does this. Now, I do need to point out with the career ladders that this is for a bonus. It isn't the standard system. There's an incentive, of course, for teachers to do it, but it isn't required. The value-added model system is still the standard. The last thing I wanted to point out with these systems is that they are linked to success with the value-added models. So you're not simply looking at the teacher and their approach. You are still concerned with the student, and this has been shown to be more effective on average. Because systems like this aren't integrated everywhere, and even in states they are being integrated, they aren't the standard system, the study from Stanford University provides more suggestions as to which direction we should go nationwide to improve our education system and our ability to evaluate our teachers. The first one is student feedback. Now, at the end of this course, we're all going to turn in feedback, and that will help the teachers and the university determine which direction they want to go with the course and our professors. And researchers at Stanford University believe this will be effective for grades at least down through the 6th grade level. Below that, it may be less effective. But from 6th grade to 12th grade, you can definitely get some good student feedback. Singapore also has a highly rated education system, and they focus a lot on teacher collaboration. Now this is effective, one, because two heads are better than one. It's the same reason our teachers try to get us to work together. Also, this creates a more cohesive curriculum from grade year to grade year because teachers are working together better. For example, I know I must have learned the American Revolution 4 or 5 grades in a row, and this problem wouldn't happen if teachers were working together a little bit better. Peer and administrator reviews are along the same lines of teacher collaboration in that a peer teacher or administrator would sit in on a teacher's lecture and observe and provide immediate feedback that doesn't have to wait until the end of the year where time would have been lost. I've gone through today what a value-added model system is and why this is ineffective, some more effective systems that are sporadically popping up throughout the United States, and where researchers at Stanford University believe this should be built on and to improve teacher evaluation. I want to leave you with saying that education is essential to the future of this country, and as we'll all probably be having children in the public education system, our ability to evaluate our teachers becomes essential for us personally as well, which is why I've chosen to talk to you about this topic today. Thank you.